Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Kevin. I'm filling in for Dave tonight for the finale of Halloween. Boo! Boo, 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 boo. Welcome to another Stone and BrickWall horror. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody! Dave's on a little bit of a trip down low. But tonight we're going to talk about something really fun and spooky. Before I get into it, I'm going to invite you guys go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and follow this here place on social media and everything. So, before I go ahead and dip myself back off to the grave, I want to go and talk about this film called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey Part 2. Yes, that's right. This is the sequel to the, what year was that? What was that? Like a couple years ago, a movie came out called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And it was the, hold on, let me look it right here. It was, oh goodness gracious. It was the horror adaptation of Winnie the Pooh, right? In which Winnie the Pooh is a vicious, cold-blooded killer. Much how I ended up here myself, as a matter of fact. See, I was one of the victims that ran into Winnie the Pooh in the movie, but my part got cut. So here I am talking about the sequel. So the sequel pretty much picks up a little bit after the original massacres happened in the first film. However, they say that Christopher Robin is making it all up. Wouldn't you believe it? He's making it all up. So they end up turning it into a movie, which the film kind of does a little something interesting. It kind of makes it seem like the first movie was all just a movie based on things that people didn't believe. You're keeping up with me. It's really, really crazy. It's really, really interesting. It's really, really weird. So anyway, this shows how Christopher Robin is actually psychologically affected by the things that happened to him as a child. You see, he actually witnessed his little brother get kidnapped. Now, there's a nice little twist with that, but I won't talk too much about it. Anyway, so this Winnie the Pooh character, it's not just him this time. Last time it was him and Piglet. Now this time it's him, it's Pooh, it's Piglet, it's ER, and it's Tigger. The wonderful thing about Tiggers is Tiggers are murderous things. They murder. Excuse me, I got a little carried away there. But so this Pooh is going around just doing a whole bunch of crazy, senseless, violent killing. And let me tell you something. In terms of what actually was portrayed in the last film, I say that the production value is automatically a lot better than the last time. You see, so with the last movie, right, the last movie that you had, Blood and Honey, it looked a little cheap. You know, the mask was all a little rubbery, just looked like a god mask. This time, it looks like a scary live bear, and it's so intense. You know, it's just a very unsettling look. Same thing with Tigger. Now, one thing I will say, that I was getting Tigger and Pooh mixed up, you know, because Tigger kind of looked a little bit like Pooh Bear, and I can say, though, but the designs were very scary. And in terms of what they did when they killed, now, Tigger, he kind of was like teleporting all over the place, using his sharp nails, scratching in people's back. There was one scene where he was scratching away, and then the girl was laying on the ground like, oh, no, help me, I'm getting attacked and scratched by a Tigger. I can't believe it. Christopher Robin was right. Oh, he was right all along. Oh, me, I survived this. I can tell him he was right. And have everybody believing him. Oh, my goodness. But that wasn't the case because she died. She died a horrible, horrible death with a whole bunch of scratches in his back. And it was just crazy. It's very, very, very gruesome. If you do not like blood and gore and all that type of stuff, then maybe this isn't really the movie for you. But if you can handle it, all, then this is the perfect movie for you. Sorry, I just keep getting carried away. So about Christopher Robin, I mentioned earlier that he's seen kind of like as the town omen of sorts, right? They think that he was the one who did all the murders. To the point where anytime there's a murder in the town, they automatically go to Christopher Robin and say, can you have someone corroborate the fact that you were here at this place that you say that you were on the night in question of when somebody was murderized? And he's able to prove it all the time because he just stays at home with his parents. Because why would you go out there being the kids being a murderer? Huh? You wouldn't. I was a gardener. gardening my plants. Next thing I know, a big old bear come along and starts attacking me. I do nothing. I didn't do anything. Sorry, I just had to get out my chest. So anyway, Christopher Robin, he has his little sister that he cares about and he loves. And he's in his therapy trying to figure out what his trauma is. And like I said before, you find out his trauma is that he watched his little brother get taken away by a kidnapper. Now, the kidnapper part, like I said before, is a little bit more into it. I don't necessarily want to spoil it. However, I am tempted to do so because I want to mention one thing about this movie, right? So this movie is British. British, I say. It's a lot of British accents in this movie. And then one of them is a Scottish accent. And when the Scottish person is talking, you can't really understand what they're saying. Because they're talking like this, really, really low. And it's really kind of hard to understand exactly what they're saying. You see, I'm also an impressionist on the weekends. At least I was in my past life when I was gardening. So anyway, this Christopher Robin goes to find out what exactly happened. Hello there, X05. I see you commenting on there. Thank you for watching. And so this I lost my train of thought. He finds out through the therapy. He confronts the kidnapper guy, and he decides to find out. Well, he actually does find out the truth behind why his brother was kidnapped, what happened in the Pooh Bear thing, and how they all came to life out there in the 100-acre woods with the 100-acre wood massacre. It's a very, very long and elaborate story that sometimes kind of borderline doesn't make sense, but if you stick with it, you'll kind of understand what's happening. So, as for everything else in the movie, like I mentioned before, there's actual story, there's actual heart, there's actual emotion, and I liked it a lot. As opposed to the last one, where it was just girls at a cabin somewhere, they're there to, I guess, celebrate a weekend, and then they get killed by Pooh and company. This one has an actual story. The production value is actually very good, a vast improvement over the last one. And I would say it's actually a more enjoyable watch than it was the first time around. I found myself getting very invested in this film, even though it was bringing up flashbacks about how I died and how I actually got trapped inside of a Halloween decoration, just in case you guys were wondering. I am an actual skeleton, just a sentient thing. And so anyway, what was I saying about that movie? So the movie kind of concludes with Christopher Robin having his vengeance and on Winnie the Pooh, and boom, bam, bing, they're dead. However, you think they're dead because what actually happens is that they are able to rise back up from the dead. And now you see glimpses of other characters that are now in the public domain that they will create into making horror movies that will scare you and ruin your childhood. Sorry, once again, got a little carried away there. Another thing I would like to say about this movie as well is that it does do a very interesting job of setting up a shared universe of the aforementioned characters that are in public domain that can be horror movies. I thought that was very interesting, a very, very interesting direction to take. There's a lot that happens, that's been happening with public domain characters, and for them to be horror movies, I'd like to see something else. But for now, I guess this is nice. Low budget horror movies that always tend to exceed expectations just a little bit. What else is there to say about this movie? Let's see. I think I really covered all the basics of the movie. Like I said, it's a fun watch if you like the gore. Oh yeah, I was talking about the character designs at one point. I'm a little skeleton brain. But anyway, Owl. That's a creepy bird, man. I tell you, I remember when he came and snatched me up that one time, or at least tried to snatch me up when I was a gardener. But like I said, I ultimately got attacked by Pooh and Tigger. So, Piglet is also in this, but he gets shot in the head, that fat pig bastard. Anyway, this movie, when it was released earlier, let's see, using my powers, it was released earlier this year, in theaters, of course, limited theater run. It runs about an hour, 40 minutes. It's not necessarily rated, but if you had to give it a rating, I would say R rating because of all the gore and violence. Critically, it has a 46% on Rotten Tomatoes, 4.7 out of 10 on IMDb. And honestly, those scores are higher than the first one. Like I said, the production value is definitely higher. The scares are a little scary and the gore is a little gorier. But it just overall looks more like a movie as opposed to someone took a shoestring budget and put something together just because it was public domain. It's now available to stream on Peacock. So if you got Peacock, go ahead and check it out on Peacock. In terms of my rating here, I'm going to give this movie, as a movie, I will give it a 3.5 stars. No, I'll give it 3 stars, right? I do that because although it is a vast improvement over the first one, there are still a couple of things that just feel a little rushed, feel a little odd, feel a little awkward. And, it's not quite there as a full-on movie. But as a horror movie, I will give it about 4 stars because the designs for the Pooh characters, Pooh, Pooh, Piglet, what's his name? Tigger and Owl. They are some intimidating designs, and the things that they do with those characters in terms of the kills and them popping up is genuinely a lot bit creepy, especially Pooh. Pooh looks way more intimidating. Look at the thumbnail. He looks way more intimidating than he did in the first one. This is the face of a bear I would not want to run into in the alleyway. And Tigger, oh, good Lord, I've already told you about the nails. Those things are scary. It's horrifying. I was a bit uncomfortable. So I can give it a 4 on the horror scale. But overall, that's all I got to say about the film. I am going to be returning back to my spot of non-sentientness until maybe next year. We'll see what happens. But thank you guys for tuning in to another year of BrickWall horror. And what? No, what are you talking about? No, he can't. Not yet. No. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. Every Halloween something dumb happens here, and we always get some type of weird supernatural entity popping up. I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why, but I don't know. I heard the review. I was busy just trying to make it out of the nether realms and stuff. I agree. The 4-star horror movie, 3-star regular movie. I enjoyed it. It's weird that I share my thoughts with a talking Halloween decoration, but what else is new? But honestly, though, all jokes aside, I do want to thank you guys for tuning in to this year's BrickWall Horror. It has been so much fun watching all of these horror movies this year. It's been scary. It's been traumatizing. But like I said, overall has been fun. I had a massive list, and I could not have gotten through this list without you guys' support. It was so interesting. And I am not doing anything near as terrifying next year, okay? I'm going to tone it back a lot next year. But, again, I can't thank you guys enough, okay? So just make sure you guys hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel. Comment what was your favorite moment in Blood Honey 2. What's your favorite horror review? Hit that comment down on the review that you love the most. And, hey, I'll see you guys next year for another BrickWall Halloween. BrickWall Horror, rather. But, I gotta say, all this BrickWall horror stuff and watching the brand kind of go through all this, horror movies and everything. I feel like it's really time for a change, I feel like a change is coming. So I think I'm going to bring something different around next time you guys see me. So stay tuned to the brand. Something new might be coming around. But until then, thank you all for tuning in to this review. Make sure you follow us on social media, all that good stuff. And until next time, be spooky, stay scary. I'll see you guys next month for some more great reviews. You guys are going to be really surprised at what's in store. Until then, peace. I gotta do it. Peace out.